So it's a conversation that had to be has to be had before the trade deadline. You got two guys with expiring contracts and one guy that's not performing. That's Tobias Harris, Jaden, Ivey, and then you got Karis LeVert, who really ain't picked it up or really start performing the way we need to perform. And apparently they're saying that the Pistons are going to be nonchalant. They're going to be nonchalant in finding in the trade deadline. They got a trade exception too. Think about $14-15 million. But check out Detroit Pistons Talk Playlist for more videos like this. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And it has to be said, at the end of the day, you want to let Ivey walk for nothing. You want to let another trade exception go down the drain. You want to upgrade the Tobias Harris, but even you resign Tobias right now, or you look to upgrade the position. And I'll get to Karis LeVert a little bit later, but I think they should be seeking a deal. I think if they can get somebody who can defend like Tobias at that 4 spot, but can shoot it about at 38 to 40% from 3 from that spot, I think that'd be a huge win. Especially if they get somebody that can really rebound the ball in a good way. And obviously the candidates are like P.J. Brown, Michael Porter Jr., Lauri Markkanen, and Trey Murphy. I think a lot of people like Trey Murphy. He just signed a deal for similar money to what Tobias Harris got. So for the next 3 years, he's under contract. Next 3 years, he under contract. So a lot of people like that move. We talked about Herb Jones. He's supposed to be a decent shooter. Ain't had one really good year shooting it, but for other years, they look at, Lauri Markkanen. They feel like they can get that 25 to 30 ball from him every night. It's an upgrade to be had. And I think they need to have. The thing about P.J. Brown is he shoots the 3 worse than Tobias. But also he's a really great defender on there, and he can kind of put the ball and score. He had a 40-point game in Charlotte. He can score, have big game in the playoffs for the Dallas Mavericks. So he literally can really score the ball, when push comes to shove. That's it's an upgrade. And then in general, you just saying with Ivey, you got an expiring contract, might as well throw it in to make a deal happen. So I think, there's an upgrade to be had. Maybe they like what they see from Ivey behind the scenes when they're talking about, scoring the basketball. It's the first year coming back, removing that leg injury. Is going to take some time. Maybe next year he'll start kind of playing with that confidence and not so gingerly. But, they do need a scorer. They need to upgrade at the 4, and they need a scorer, flat out. So they can say there's no urgency, and they playing really, really well. But in playoff basketball, it's going to come down to half court. So you need that guy, that can step up and get you a bucket. And it may not be another time in the near future where you have so many guys available, from the guys that I named to Malik Monk to Zach LaVine to DeMar DeRozan. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even a guy like Miles Bridges, LaMelo Ball, Ja Morant. Not saying we need those guys. No, those guys may be available. Bojanovic, you look at what the Clippers got over there. John Collins, Bojanovic, So, there's guys to, possibly be had. That's the interesting thing about it. So, they need to upgrade those 2 spots. And then that's enough time between now and the playoffs to really integrate them in to get that fit chemistry. And I don't really think Trey Murphy is going to be a hard adjustment. You know what I'm saying? But on the other end of that phone line is Joe Dumars, and he got a problem with Tom Gores. So is the emotions going to get in there? We know he's going to have to tax us for the deal. Regardless, we know he got to tax us. But, overall, I think most people feel like, if you're going to give all that up for Trey Murphy and Herb Jones, you might as well get a Markkanen. But the difference is, Markkanen might be a little bit of an adjustment. And then you don't probably get that defense that you get at that 4 spot that you get from Murphy. So, but at some point, yeah, Karis LeVert, they believe he gonna step it up. And the crazy thing about it is, we tried to get him to kill Alexander Walker. He ended up going to Atlanta over here. And it's probably just, being in Atlanta, that was the difference. I know you come from Minnesota. He probably wanted to be down in hot Atlanta. But man, oh man, had he came here, he would be in the starting lineup. And to be honest with you, he'd probably be a fucking all-star. Just off the strength of the Pistons being the #1 seed. And really, he wouldn't have to compete for they would feed Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He about 20 points a game right now. Probably be at 23, 24 points a game. That would have been a perfect filler right then and there. And, Karis LeVert, he just been a dud. And hopefully he able to knock that rust off. But, for the most part, I think they do need to make a move. It may not be set up like this again for a while, where you got the expiring contracts, you got some picks, you got a trade exception, you got some guys that people may look at and may want. So yeah, I think they most definitely should make a move. And it's nothing too shabby. You can upgrade that forward position. I think they have to, especially from a shooting standpoint of view. And with Trey Murphy, you get an upgrade shooting and you get an upgrade defensively. Or at least a lateral, at least a parallel move with Tobias Harris. And then, you find you a little scorer out there. A guy like Monk that traditionally don't mind starting or coming off the bench. Or if you really want to go balls to the wall, you get a guy like Zach LaVine. You just hope that he can integrate into winning basketball. I believe he can, and he will bite down and be held accountable to defend. Yeah, I think it works. Something like that works. So, but I think they have to. I think the timing is just too. I think the timing or the climate of the NBA right now, with so many guys available for the Lowski or guys that fit what you can do right now, I think they need to go ahead and push that, make that play. Because if they play Cade, how they played Cade last year, Schroeder made a lot of good plays, right? But if you got Murphy or Monk or LaVine out there, I think it's a totally different ball game. He don't have to take as many tough shots. They got to respect that score, and they got to respect Murphy in the corner. Yeah, you'll let Tobias Harris beat you. They gonna live with Tobias Harris beating you. But Trey Murphy, he gonna kill you. He get those same looks. He averaging about 25 right now. Them same looks he get in New Orleans, he gonna get an easier 25 in Detroit. Because depending on who else they bring in. But right now they looking for somebody to be the primary scorer, so K can just fall into his all-purpose role. So that's just my thought about it. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Hit the link tree, find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Check out the Detroit Pistons Talk playlist for more videos. Peace.